You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It's your host, Brian Fullerton, in studio, hanging out with you guys. Hey, we actually got none other than Dylan Stephenson on the line. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Brian, what is happening?
Dude, I'm charged up, bro. I am so jacked out of my freaking mind. Life is good.
Yep.
We were like talking for 4 minutes, and I'm like, Dylan, stop. I'm hitting record. We're capturing everything. So
yes,
it is.
all of it.
It is right now, like first week of May. We're recording this real time. This will probably drop on Thursday or Friday. So if you listen to this, like I'm recording this like yesterday. Okay. We just have so many updates, so many things going on. I wanted to just do an update podcast, update on you, update on the world, update on the season. Just, we got a lot to cover. We have no script. We're just kind of winging it here, but I want to get Dylan on the phone because Dylan had some pretty cool updates that we're going to get into within the last 2 weeks, right, man? So,
we're about 3 weeks in now.
Man, exciting times for sure. So
Yep.
Here's the long story short. Let's Dylan and I we were talking about like Michigan just being under the boot of Whitmer, which is just, I'm telling you, I don't know where you guys are listening to this podcast, but wherever you're listening to it in the country, if you see this lady's name pop up on the national stage, vote no. Okay, she is the most toxic, like Hitler-esque woman I've ever met. She's crazy. She's like destroying our state literally as we speak, running for vice president of a candidate who's clearly going to lose. Welcome to the Unfiltered podcast. Here we go. Let's get into it. But dude, like Dylan, I was just telling you, like I had about 15 grand of business that literally evaporated off the schedule in the last 8 weeks because we couldn't work, so super frustrating, but I will say this, the light at the end of the tunnel is that we're working now, man. And every day we're doing $1,000 days. We are extremely productive. We are having fun, making money. And that's what my life has been going on the last few minutes. So what's new in your neck of the woods, man? How's things been on your side?
Things have actually been pretty good. Obviously, from talking to you, the past few weeks and stuff, we were able to get started really working at the beginning of April. We really didn't miss any time of work, to be honest, just because.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this COVID-19 thing, I feel like kind of hit at a premature level of the lawn care season.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning of April, we're still getting, below freezing temperatures. We may hit 50.
Mm-hmm.
And we did have some abnormal, out of season warmth, mid-May temperatures, and I think that got a lot of people jumping the gun of holy crap, it's 70 degrees outside. But for the most part, though, it's it was still early, so I think had this whole deal had hit now, and they completely shut people down, it would have been it would have been a bad deal for sure.
Civil unrest. Yeah,
just because you're in the heat of the growing season. I mean, you're talking the huge spring rush, which we're going through. So,
yep.
Thankfully, we were able to work. We got a whole month, that last year, we didn't do one service in April. This year, we cut every property. In April, we got some landscaping jobs in April. So,
man, that's
pretty
awesome.
blessed to have that. Yeah.
Dude, and that's where we were looking at too, because we had a non-existent fall. Like you did some cleanups for us, but not really. It just stunk, and then winter was pretty mild. I mean, it was I did pretty well, to be honest. Like I'm very happy with what I did do compared to what we had come in. But it was a very light winter, in my opinion, and factually too, by the way. And then, dude, same thing here in Michigan. Like first week of March, bro, 65 and sunny, 65 and I mean, the most beautiful spring we've ever seen in 5 years, literally. And I think that if we were out there, there's no way they would have stopped us. But you guys were a week or two early, and the boat had already left the dock, and. Yep. And my friend Mike, Mike, he said if we were already out there, there's no way they would have reined us in, if you will.
Right.
But I think it was March 9th or 11th. I don't even know, 14th. We were just axed, man. But You know what? We're working now though, dude. I'll tell you what, 2 days from now, on Saturday, or 3 days from now on Saturday, we're going to do 31 and 14. What is that? 4,500. We're going to do $4,500 in mulch that day, move about 43 yards. We'll have, I don't know, 4 times 3 is 12, labor, 16, 18. We'll take 1,900 from 44, and I don't know what that is, what's left over, but that's 240. Yeah. That's $2,200 we're making a day. Like, I don't know, 2,500. Like, that's a good day. Like, that's what I miss, bro. Like, I've been this caged animal. I'm going to do another podcast after this, bro. Like, I've got some stuff to say. I am so excited about being productive, motivated, and what is that, a race car in the background?
Yeah, I'm sitting in the garage just enjoying it's cool. It's a nice, cool night. I'm sitting in the garage. Jordan, we just put the kids down. Jordan's taking them baths. So I'm just out here enjoying the weather, and we got Need for Speed Nitro circuit going down the street.
Apparently it's race day,
I guess so. Goodness gracious!
Hit the nos, man. Well, that's how that's how you know these are unfiltered and unedited, which is really what unfiltered means. But well, hey, dude. On the note of the excitement and things that are new and productive and having fun, you have some pretty cool updates the last 3 weeks. So. Yeah. I wanted to do this about a week ago, but it was just unrealistic. We had so much work to get back to our first week, and so doing these like episodes like live and as as the season's going, like they're not exactly chronological order. A lot of these are like pre-recorded from the last month or two, which I mean I can't do it all. I'm just one guy, but today it's live. We did this 2 days ago. If you guys are listening to this, but you just went full time in your lawn and landscape business, bro.
We did.
What?
3 weeks ago. Yeah.
How about that?
The day has finally, the time has finally come.
I love it.
It's been such a long, it's gone so fast in a sense, but it has been such a long time coming.
Yep.
To finally be doing this.
Good for
you. It's just been it's been crazy, but it's been awesome though.
I'm so excited for you, bro. Like, for real. I know you and Jordan have been skating to the puck where it's going for like the last 3-4 years, especially. And you and I have had, I don't know, a half dozen 1 hour, 2 hour phone calls. Like, once a month we get to catch up, and it's just fun hearing like the progression the last 36 months and I'd say really like the last 12 months,
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you've really like poured gasoline on the fire and lit this thing up, man. And so, let's do this. I want to unpackage the whole story. Let's hear from the announcements. I forgot to hit them. I'll tell you guys what, for all of you guys that are supporting the sponsors of the podcast, I super appreciate it, guys. The sponsors are happy. I'm happy. You guys supporting the sponsors support me. I create content for you guys, and it's this awesome feedback loop. If you guys can like kind of understand what's going on here. So the Cujo shoes, the Ballard products, the I don't know, man, X-Mark, Darwin's Grip, ISO Tunes, Equipment Defender, X-Mark. Like, guys, this podcast wouldn't exist without those folks because it takes a lot of time, energy, and money to divert my attention from my actual business to do it, to create all this content for you guys. So please keep supporting those guys. If you guys haven't left a 5-star rating or review, I don't know what you're waiting for. Like, it super helps out the podcast. So sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for taking 10 seconds, looking down at your phone and doing the whole deal. Hit 5-star rating and leave us a couple sentence review. The podcast, guys, I'll tell you what, because of all of you guys, the podcast has been trending in a top 200 entrepreneurship of America since day one. Like, we have not left the top 200. Yeah. Is that not crazy, Dylan? Like,
dude, that's awesome.
That's insane, dude. We're like lawn care people, bro.
Yeah.
And here's because of you guys listening to this, from Dylan to you guys and everybody in between. We, out of the 8 weeks we've been on this, just some fun. Nobody shares stats. I always want, like, what's the real numbers behind the scenes? What are they making? How's it going? Like, I'm a pretty transparent dude. Out of those 8 weeks, we've been in the top 200. Half of that, we've been in the top 100. And when we overall, the first 6 weeks, we were in like the top 30. Okay, and we were at like the top 12 and 15 for about a week and a half. Like, bro, the top 10 is like Gary Vee, Andy Frisella, Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey. I'm like, these people have 20 people on staff creating content, literally, bro, full time. And I'm in my makeshift studio that costs like $4 or $5 grand to build. And I warm my body up with a space heater. Okay. like if I show Dave Ramsey my setup, people are like, this guy's gaining on us, Dylan, it's literally the most, we're such a, like a miracle story. Like we're literally Forrest Gumping our way to the finish line. So, it's just insane, bro. But I appreciate you guys so freaking much. I get so excited about life. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Let's hear from the announcements, which is one of my companies, the Launchpreneur Academy. I am so proud of this training website and program because it's helped so many of you guys with the commercial contract, how to lay mulch. We've done 2 or 3 coaching calls a week for the last 3 months. Get to talk to so many of you guys. Thank you for supporting my company, the training website, which literally is designed to help you guys shave off years of headaches, frustration, time, hassles. $40, $50 here, $80 here, $100 there. These programs are so nominal that they could literally propel your business and help you secure, tens of thousands of dollars. So if you guys haven't visited launchpreneuracademy.com, go over there, snoop around, see what you guys like, support it if you guys want. If not, absolutely no big deal. It's just it's a resource for the community. So let's hear from the Launchpreneur Academy ads, and we'll jump right back into it, guys.
Have you ever thought about starting your own lawn and landscaping business, but not sure where to start? Look no further than LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com, an e-training website dedicated to helping you start and grow a successful lawn care business. Save more time and make way more money by learning exactly what it takes to grow your business to the next level. Invest in your future by first investing in yourself. Use promo code PODCAST to save 10% on all training programs today at LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com. Now, back to the show.
All right, Dylan, thanks for being patient with me as I run through all that. That's good stuff.
You're all good, man. Yeah.
Hey, and by the way, you tell everybody before we hit record, what has been like your favorite couple of episodes? Not trust me, not for an ego boost for me. I'm an open book. I love learning and listening to you guys. I want to know what content serves you guys the best so I can create more of it, And you had said like you love the interviews and hearing people's startup stories, but you really like the X's and O podcasts.
Yes, like when you're bringing on a CPA, when you're talking about, all the behind the scenes work, like the stuff that I think which everyone kind of falls in that, the stuff that we hate to do the most being, keeping track of your money coming in, money coming out, for dabbling in employees and you're, trying to figure out tax prep and you're just all that, like the stuff that we hate is because we don't have an understanding of it. So I feel like that's why, but that's the stuff that, is one of the most important factors in, to continuing to grow and continuing to better your company, which don't get me wrong, I'm at the very base of the tree learning, there's so much I'm have to learn. So I'm not saying this is I have it figured out. It's just the fact, that's the stuff that I need to figure out. And I'm chomping at the bit to learn. So when those type of podcasts are coming out, that's what really, that's when I replay it twice, replay it a third time.
Dude, I love it.
So yeah, when you bring those ones on, that's when it's, you got my full attention on them.
Well, I'll also say this, dude. Your episode is in the, I'm looking it up right now. You are the 6th or 7th most listened to podcast episode as well. Your first debut on the podcast. So
hey, looky there.
It was from side hustle to going full time. I think it was the title. And no, dude, I always appreciate the feedback, man. I got my CPA on here. We've got, one of our CPA friends. We've got Garrett Sutton on here. These guys are literally the personal, behind the scenes army of Robert Kiyosaki, 100 millionaire Robert Kiyosaki.
I was saying, big time,
these are very wealthy people.
Big time.
Yeah. These big. These people, I did the whole, hey man, you want to be on my podcast? It's successful. But honestly, I'm look, dude, I'll pay you to be on the podcast. I'm a nobody. And they were so cool. They were yeah, we'll be on the podcast. And I'm you'll be on my podcast. I was cool, hey Luke. Yes. I was oh, duh.
Yeah.
I'll have my people call your people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you be on my podcast?
Yeah. Hello, Fullerton Unfiltered, bro. We're so, we're in the top 200. You know, I was
we
number
talk about lawns.
Yeah,
You know, we talk about trimming bushes.
I was number one in New Zealand for like 2 weeks straight. Okay.
So what if there's 10 people?
Well, it was 16 people had downloaded the podcast.
Winning.
Look, man, I don't care. Number one, something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's right. Absolutely.
If you can't win on offense, go play defense. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All right. So, all right. So, dude, I just get so excited, man, about everything. All right. So let's go back to your story, bro. So,
yep.
The last 12, 18 months, dude, you had a burn to really start getting your company in a position to, build your foundation, dig your well before you need it, whatever you want to call it. What's the last 8 weeks look like for you, man? Because I know you were trying to go full time. Were you expecting to go full time this year, or did you kind of like have one more year of trying to pad stats and put another 50 grand in the bank, or where were you guys, and what was your thought process over the last 8 weeks?
So we knew this was going to be the spring that we were going to be making this jump.
Nice.
Like we knew like last year, like that was going to be my last full season of swinging both.
Okay. Cool.
So we knew this spring going into it, this was going to be our year. I was kind of playing that timing card on like seeing how the season's go. You know what I mean? Like when are we going to get that break in weather? Cause like I said, last year, we got snow all through April.
Sure.
So it was like there was nothing done. So like I'm not gonna just like quit my job and then there'd be snow and we're like, well, I have no work, no income coming in. So
right.
So we were playing that and
you truly never know.
No, you don't. Because like our weather's like yours. Like literally one day beautiful out, next day cool. Mm-hmm. There's a layer of frost on the ground or there's snow or you just don't know.
Yep.
And so we luckily the timing worked out where we actually had a spring for once. But the fear of like this whole COVID-19 thing though, that hit literally right when, we're going to be making this jump.
Yep.
Cause like I planned out my vacation, like, cause like, we get our vacation time at work, so I had planned on like being able to use as much as much time as I possibly could before I was quitting.
Yep.
So, just taking advantage of what I can.
Hey,
so,
man, they take advantage of you, man. Take advantage of them. I'm just
right.
Kidding, so just having fun.
No. So and
people. Yeah.
They were, and that's something I do want to kind of talk about too, is kind of how that process went, because I know for a lot of folks, there's a lot of folks I've heard that like dropped the mic when they walked out, put their middle fingers in the air and whatever. So, like I've always said, like I've been so appreciative of like working for Gordon Foods, like what it's done for my family, what it's done for us. If it wasn't for the schedule in a sense and the money we were making, I may not be in the position, we may not be in this position now, or, the past couple of years, like we may not have been in the spot to be able to do this.
100%. Yeah.
So I had no reason to leave on bad terms, because there's guys that work like, man, what are you going to do? You're just going to be like, fuck you guys, like get out of there, but I was like, no, I haven't, so I wrote up a letter of resignation, just giving my appreciation, some like characteristics I learned, how to be successful, what teamwork does, and just showing my appreciation, because like really, like I greatly like the past 9 years, like that's all we've known.
That's the right thing to do, man. Be respectful.
Yeah, that, and it's like you never know. They could, say for instance, never know. I may be putting a bid in to maintain that whole campus, or the whole grounds one day, and they're like, wait a minute, this is the guy that walked out and just didn't give two craps.
Yep.
Nope. Next guy.
Or quit halfway through the day or something lame,
Yeah. So, I fulfilled, I turned in my letter of resignation, talked to my bosses, and they were like, honestly, we were just waiting on the time to come. Cause like they knew what I had going on in the back end. Like my truck's all stickered up. So like I did work for a couple of my bosses, so everyone knew what I was doing. They were just like, they even said like, it's just a matter of time, before you're going to be doing this. And, they were saying like, good for you. Like we like seeing folks do that. So put my 2 weeks in, and then with this whole COVID-19 thing and how it's kind of hit like Gordon Foods on like restaurants being shut down, schools being out early, like our workload was way down. So we dropped to like a 4-day work week. They furloughed folks. So they actually, came to me and said, hey, like, if you just want to put in 1 week, we'll still honor it that you put in 2 weeks, but you just get to bounce out a week early and get your stuff started.
Sure.
So, obviously that works out for them because that's one less person they're paying through the week.
Makes sense.
But for me though, I was like, absolutely. Like that's just, cause we swung it for, the first 2 weeks of the season. I was swinging both and I was like, I'm done with it. You know what I mean? I was done walking in at 9:00 at night, and we were just ready to make the jump.
That's awesome, dude. For real.
And with the COVID-19 thing, it was like, that was a worry though, because we didn't know what was going to be happening. We didn't know if we would be deemed essential, when we'd be able to start working. And, we started getting the green light and, Jordan and I talked and we're like, look, like the calls are coming in. I mean, our phone, like the first 3 weeks of season.
What time frame was this? Like March 1st? Like where were you guys? Cause I mean, March 1st, like the world slowed down, right? And then like March 15th, like the gears really started to grind. And then like late March, it was like locked out. Like everybody went like started losing their damn mind. So help me in this like 8-week window. Where were you? Like, did you have any gap or did you, Friday's your last day, Saturday I'm doing landscaping, Monday I'm all in lawn care. Is that kind of what happened? Or did you have a little gap there?
No. So it was like I swung them. So our season started the first week of April.
Okay.
Started cutting lawns first 2 weeks of April. And the end of the second week was my last day. And that following week, third week of April, I mean, it was then just all in.
That's so cool.
And because, I mean, I told Jordan, like, in our first in 3 weeks, we gave 21 estimates for landscaping.
That's awesome.
And I was like, Jordan, this is like in the first 3 weeks, like even with this whole COVID-19 thing and people I was like, I gave more estimates in the first 3 weeks than I did probably the 2 years combined, like the past 2 years combined in the first 3 weeks.
Wow.
And at that time we hadn't even pumped out like we haven't even done our postcard flyers. We had done nothing.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that's
like,
legit.
I was like, it's crazy. It's just been crazy to be honest.
Some people are going to listen to that and they're going to go, well, dude, my phone's not ringing. I get it. I get some DMs saying my phone's not ringing. My postcards aren't effective. Any tips or what are you doing that's making the phone ring? I mean, you can't pass out postcards necessarily, or are you, or what's your thought process on that? What, anything that you can attribute to some of the growth and success from?
Well, I would definitely say like being active, like on social, whether it be on your Facebook and stuff, just being like out in the community. 2 years ago in an off season, I designed my own website. I got on Squarespace and I was like, that was my goal that winter, was to create our own website.
Okay.
Cause I knew like it was going to take 2 years for that to like start getting traction. So I was just kind of just planting the seeds then. So the website, like then the Google My Business, like the Google My Business and the website. I mean, it's crazy because it's been so, in a sense, like overwhelming with the amount of calls that are coming in. Like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I told Jordan, I was like, this is crazy right now. Like I am like, for me to say like my first year full time, like I am 3 weeks booked out landscaping, but it's mowing Monday, Tuesday, and we do landscaping Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I love
it.
Like
I am 3 weeks booked, and it's so unbelievable. But I just think it's just, we snapped it over at that right time. We were just talking tonight. There's no way like I would have been able to do. I mean, we've done 10 landscape jobs so far, and it's like 2 or 3 may have been done if I was still at Gordon's.
I remember. I remember you saying that you and I talked maybe 2 weeks ago. And you were saying like, dude, I got like 8 jobs on the books, or I've already done 8 jobs or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think you had already done 8 jobs or something maybe, or. Because
well, we had 8 on the book, like, because that was right when we were getting started on landscaping. So it was probably
Okay.
like we had 8 on the books to get, like, that is like booked for sure,
Yeah.
you know. And now, like, so, and then now, like I said, we're,
bursting.
I mean, just crunch. It's crazy. It's like I said, this is so now we're in like new growing pains.
Yep.
Which is weird to say, like, to now I'm like,
Well,
okay, we're 3 weeks booked out.
Well,
I mean,
as they say, new levels, new devils.
Right.
Well, it's funny too, dude, because like my friend Brandon with Envision, people's like, how's Brandon doing? I'm like, dude, we still talk like every day. Like he's busy, so he's not in all my videos anymore because he's not working for me anymore. Like he's not that he was anyway, but like, you know, he would come and fill out a day or two for me or a day or two for Bedell. But you know, him and I still catch up like every other day or two. And same thing, dude. He's got like 2 guys working like full time, part time, but full time. And he's like, dude, he's like, man, the grind of like, you know, all the calls coming in, you know, sifting through the good stuff, having like reliable people. Like he had a guy that he started today and fired today. I was laughing so hard because I know the kid that he hired, and I said, "You're gonna hire him?" He goes, "Dude," he said, he's like, and you know, I'm not throwing Brandon on the bus. He's learning. He's never hired people.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you're listening to this and you're like, man, everybody else's phone's ringing and everybody looks smart and everybody's got it figured out. Man, I don't have anything figured out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all learning, dude. Like, and if you listen to this and you think you got it figured out, like, you're gonna get humbled in probably the next day or two. You know. But dude, you're in the same boat. You're getting 10 calls a day. You're trying to balance out how to get back with everybody and do your work, you know. And then of course you got the kids, you know. Well, you got 1 kid or 2 kids?
Yeah.
1 kid?
2. Yeah.
2. I thought you had 2. Yeah.
2. Yep. Annie turned 1 in April, and then Easton turns 3 on the 12th of May. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
That's, dude, so excited for you guys, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's and you know, and that was something I even talked to Jordan, like literally we were just talking over dinner tonight about this. And I was like, you know, it's been nice because like I'm now spending like, you know, every day throughout the whole day, like on my business. Like, so that is what has changed. But what in a sense like hasn't changed, or what we're still need to figure out or whatever, which I think it's all just, it's a spring rush. So that is it. But it's like, it's the after work, like after like you punch out, that time of work still hasn't changed. Like you're still like, you may be done like labor time physically not working, but then it's like,
oh yeah,
gotta, you know, figure out plans, gotta figure out, you know, estimates, gotta get in contact with folks, return emails, pay this, you know. So it's like, it's the behind the scenes that still hasn't changed. But it's,
well, now you're not as mentally fractured though, I think is what you're saying. You know, you're still like taxed, but that's what being an entrepreneur is. Like an entrepreneur is literally what a leader is and what an entrepreneur is somebody who solves problems. I mean, like Barry Clay's close. Like, yeah, an entrepreneur is somebody who takes owns an enterprise, and it's usually attributed to a large financial, you know, risk. Cool, but like a leader or a business owner, you solve problems. Like that's what you do. And so every day you got people that are calling, they got problems. And so and now your problems are their problems, and you know, you create solutions and you profit. And but dude, it's so funny because now you don't have to worry about, well, what's my route for tomorrow for my truck? What's getting delivered? You know, what's you know, like you're running somebody else's business. I mean, you're doing millions of dollars of food delivery, but now you can like roll deep and focus on your business and the mental, you know, that's the thing too, man. So many people you know, they do like so much with their business, like 20 services. They're like, I'm power washing, I'm pressure washing, I'm brick paving, I'm mowing, I'm aerating, I'm mulching, I'm hardscape. I'm like, how do you mentally focus? Like, it gets exhausting. Like your mind usually will out you before your physical body in our industry. I've just noticed. Like
that's true though. I mean, it's the truth. Like, so we do weekly mowing, and you know, like softscape landscaping, so like installation, mulch, and it's like, so in a sense it's like that's 3 services that I provide.
Yeah, your core.
And
sure.
Yeah, and I'm like, I could not imagine like, oh, let's also try and like do fertilization. Let's also try to do power washing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because I already feel like I'm being pulled a million directions right now, because I told Jordan, I was like, how, like, we have all these, calls coming in, and I'm setting up times, and I'm like, so Monday through Friday, I'm working, stay till like 5, 6, 7 o'clock, whatever. And I come home, do the deal, get on the computer, and then like, I have all these people wanting estimates. So then I have to go Saturday, we do our estimates 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday. So I have like a 4-hour window that, like, in the morning, Saturday, I do estimates. And I'm like,
I'm just you're
what is going on?
you're making me chuckle, because I'm excited for you. I'm just like, it's just funny to me, bro. Like, everybody, like, people are like, I want to be an entrepreneur so I can drink, smoothies and margaritas on beaches. I'm like, it just doesn't. It's not how it works, man. Like, it is. No. It's a lot of freaking effort. I was at Corey Ballard's place for Ballard products, and so many of you guys have been using the Ballard products, and Brian's 10 works there, and 10% off, and blah blah blah, which I appreciate the support. But it's funny because Corey is like running like a multiple millions, and then times that by 4 or 5, and it's insane. And he's like, dude, even at my level, there's no, you don't just like leave for 3 weeks and like go to the Bahamas. Could he? Yes, but like, even at his level, and his business is pretty self-sustaining and autopilot, if you will.
He's got people in the places. And...
Yeah. I mean, he's got 200 employees, and his business partner Matt. But like, it's just like, people just have this weird idea of what like entrepreneurship really is. Like, I mean, you and me, dude. Like, I got done today at 6:30. Like, I'm tired, I'm beat, I'm exhausted. Liz is doing Bible study upstairs on Zoom, and with all of her girlfriends, and she's like, yo, get dinner on your own tonight. Like, you're riding solo. I'm like, all right. So I go get some B-dubs. I'm eating wings in the parking lot. Yeah. Shout out. We need B-dubs to sponsor the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Or Jimmy John's. I'm surprised I don't have any fast food on like my whole channel.
Man, I was seeing
lost opportunity.
That you guys, and I did not know this because we have one Jimmy John's here in town, like in like Springfield.
Okay.
And I pulled up there probably 2 weeks ago to snag a sub. I was like, oh, great. They have a drive-through window. They're quick. I can snag a sub, go on with it. Man, they're closed down through this whole deal.
Yeah. Ours are too.
I was upset. Yeah.
Well, I mean.
But anyway.
Yeah, no. I mean, if anybody knows any food sponsors, hit me up, man. Because like, we got to keep the lights on here. I'm trying to get that Tesla, man. I'm hustling, guys. Come on, I'm just like you guys, man. I'm trying to like sling mulch. I'm like, got my pitchfork out. I feel like I'm singing like some prison song here, and I'm like, man, one day I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that Tesla. Those white leather seats. So.
Oh yeah.
So we're all hustling, man. But Well, So anyway, I get home like, I don't know, like 7:50, 8 o'clock, and I shower, rinse off, and you called, or you shot me a text saying, "Hey, dude, I'm ready at 9." So, bro, it's 10 o'clock at night. Like, we're still going. Like, and when I'm done with this podcast, I'm probably gonna shoot another one, then go edit. So, and you're probably gonna go back to estimates, and
Yep.
I do more mowing, so I don't have like 2 hours a night of estimates and bids, but I still got to have my head on a swivel, man. I got 43 yards of mulch getting delivered in 2 days, fronting, I don't know, $1,500, and I got 600 in labor and a tractor rental going out. Like, you can like lose money really quick in business, and so even $100 or $50, I try to keep an eye on all of it, and so bottom line, dude, is that I know you're hustling, and I know that you're making more money too, which is really, really good. And
I mean,
your work-life balance is great,
yeah, and that's and again, like this, tagging on Jordan and I's whole conversation tonight. We were talking. I was like, we're just getting started into May, and I was like, if the way things are going, like, I would say through May, so we have April, May, maybe partway through June, we'll probably gross what we did last year, a whole year.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's awesome.
I mean, okay, tomorrow and Friday are 2 landscape installations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's 3,600 in 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously gross, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And this, like I said, all of this would not be able to be done still swinging both. And it's just been, you know, I wish I had like Keith Kalf's number and Blake and all those guys like at the Entrepreneur Academy. And they're like, dude, like, just wait. Like, it's going to be coming from every single angle. Like, you're going to be amazed. Like, when you make that leap, like where all this is. And it's like, they were dead on the money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dead on the money, you know, like we just pumped out 4,000 postcard flyers.
Yep.
And that dropped last Thursday. Probably had 15 calls from there. We picked up 7 lawn accounts so far.
That's awesome.
I mean, we literally targeted 3 neighborhoods.
Yeah.
3 neighborhoods, and they're all like, this yard, just like every yard's the same for the most part, unless you're a corner lot. So it's just easy because I send it out to those 3 neighborhoods. Someone calls for a lawn quote.
Mm-hmm.
I pull it up on the map. If it's not a corner lot, boom, $30. Like, there's no question. You know what I mean? Like, it's just right to it. And then, like, I mean, we've made a lot of changes behind the scenes. Like I talked to you the other day. I was like, dude, being charge card on file, everyone, is the best thing ever. It is the absolute best. This is our first year doing it. We lost one customer because she's an older lady, so she like doesn't do email or nothing like that. So
sure.
But like,
that's when I was at Home Depot. I think I was at the Home Depot. Yeah, everyone's charge card on file, and new customers, hey, just need to get your charge card information, and I can send you the link now, and we'll be good to go. All right, no problem. Yep.
I mean,
money. I've had so many people. There's a kid named Kyle that listens, and I mean, so many of you guys DM and email. And by the way, like, send stuff, man. Like, send me some DM, shoot me some emails. I interact with all of you guys. I mean, like, I don't give you guys last name out, but if you're listening, you know, y'all know who you are. And he was like saying the same thing, Dylan. He was like, dude, he goes, man, this charge kind of file, guys. Just so you know, I use a CRM called Yardbook. And there's, there's Jobber, there's Element, OP, there's everything in between. Okay, like, let's not get lost in the weeds. I don't get paid to endorse any of them. I mean, Yardbook is a sponsor that powers our YouTube channel, but you know, I've said publicly, if they didn't pay me, I would still use their CRM. Like, and I wouldn't change either. And so all these other services, by the way, you can still do a charge card on file, which means you populate their info, the customer's info. So if somebody new signs up, I say, hey, give me your name, address, email, shoot me a text message. They do. And then I put them in my system. And then I email them a private card on file link. So when they get that email, they populate a credit card on file. And so how we do it is that at the end of the month, we charge that card on file for any work that we've done that month. Now, cleanups and aerations and all that mess and overseeding, that's all a la carte. We charge at when service is done. So like when I leave your property, I've already charged your card on file. And so, and they know that. And then for mowing, if it's $30 a week and it's $120 a month, end of month, if you're a Tuesday cut, the last Tuesday of the month or the following Wednesday, usually, or the next day, Wednesday, I'm charging their card on file. So like you said, man, it's people are like, well, you're losing money on credit card fees and you're not going to get tips. I'm like, all right, I get it. But like, okay, like if you do 16 to 20 grand in mowing and 3 or 4 days later, I got, you know, I do 20 in mowing and I got 19.7 in the bank or 19.5, like that's pretty healthy.
And not have to scan a check in.
Nothing.
I mean,
nothing, dude.
Because you know how it is. Like last year, we switched everyone over to at least electronic. So they were all paying, besides the commercials,
exactly.
They're all paying debit credit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So they're at least paying debit credit. But you send the invoice, say it's net 14. You're not getting it in net 7. You may, you know, hopefully you get it net 14. Oh, I'll send a follow-up email. Hey, just so you know, you still have a pending, you know,
pay your bill. Pay your bill.
Yeah.
That's what you want to send.
So then it's really like, you know, you're like a net 20. Well, then it's all like everyone's good at paying. about the first 4 months of season. Then the lawns start not being as important because they start drying out a little bit. Lawn care season's been kind of long. You get in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're really having to hound on people. And it's nice just to be like, hey, it's going to be charged, like literally just a couple clicks, boom, boom, boom. Yep. And that is it. Like, because what is it? Stripe charging like 3%. I think it's a 3% processing fee.
I don't
something like that, or
I think it's 2.9% and then 30 cents. Everybody's different. I think Yardbook charges like a 1%. I think. Frankly, I don't get totally lost in the weeds with it because I mean, dude, like. And I'm gonna do another podcast. This is some of the stuff I'm gonna talk about. But you can't do it all. Like I don't get lost in like all the little numbers anymore. I'm like. I was just talking to my friend Brandon. He stopped at my mom's 2 days ago, and he was like, "Dude, I don't even care about $50 or $100." He's like, "I got to get stuff done." He's like, "If I can go pay somebody $100 to pass my postcard, you kidding me?" I go, "Yeah," and I see his like frustration and excitement at the same time, you know, because he's getting it, and he's like, "Dude, no wonder you're always telling me to do like $100 hour work or $200 an hour work." I go, "Yeah, bro, like, you know." Anyway, that's a whole other topic for another time. But that's what we were talking about even the other day, you and I, about the EDDM. Yeah, 100%. I was like, I can hit this neighborhood of 600 homes. USPS will send them out for like $126. Yep.
So $126, they can hit 600 homes in a day. Or I can go spend 3 days trying to hit 600 homes or whatever it may be.
Yep.
After working, and you know what I mean? It's like that's
instead of doing a 12-yard mulch job and making $500, you know.
Exactly. I mean, it's just like I feel like there's definitely times where it's like, you know what, I'm going to do this myself. Like I can save some money here doing this myself versus like paying someone else to do it. But man, if you don't have to, and it can just be pushed like. It's out of mind, out of sight, and you can just not have to worry about it. Like it is so worth it. It has been so worth it.
Dude, I'm super pumped for you, bro. Like, oh, and but I really am really really excited for you. I know where you're at. I'm like I just get energized talking to you and Brandon and other younger guys that are, 18 to 30. I mean 50. It doesn't matter where you're at. Younger meaning like first 4, 5, 10 years. You know. And by the way, because I know if I don't say this, I'll get 50 DMs and emails. We do not charge the convenience fee from my customers because I don't give them any other way to pay. So I feel like it's kind of like holding my customers ransom if I charge them that $3 or 3%.
Yeah.
What do you do, Dylan? Do you do the same thing or no?
No, because I'm the same way.
That's the only way to pay.
Yeah, because.
Who's it
because if any, not only is it convenient for them, but it's ultimately like my convenience.
Exactly.
Like, it's more convenient for me. If I don't have to scan a check in, if I don't have to keep checking the mail, if I don't have to keep
hounding them,
looking at my yard book, seeing if it's not been paid, it's not been paid.
Yep.
It's more convenient for me. So I do not charge a convenience fee. No, I would say the same thing because they'd probably be like, "Oh, so you want me to do it your way and pay you $3,
$20?" Yeah. On a grand or something. Yeah. Do you and you still you still invoice your commercials, right? You were saying.
Yep. Still invoice them. They're pretty good at paying. So, but I actually set them up because they're smaller commercial accounts. You know what I mean? Like they're basically like.
Yep.
Residential size mowing. But so I have them on a net 14. And they're good at getting in. So, but I have them at a net 14 just because, it just keeps them on a tighter ship as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? If we're talking, we're doing, I don't know if it's different. Like if you're doing like a bigger, bigger account, but at that point you probably have a contract then. To where it's, you're getting the same amount of money each month. But these ones are small enough to where like they're on a month-to-month deal. So
that's cool. Yeah. I know people that ask, so I just wanted to touch base. We're in the same boat. We invoice all of them. They're all net 14. A couple of them are 21. And then one is like a national tire store. They're net 30. But I mean like on the dot 30. Like it's awesome. Like they've been really good. So it's like, which is super good, But hey, let's do this. I'm gonna shake it up. We're gonna hit the mid-roll ad here. Listen to the Entrepreneur Academy again, and a couple other things I want to run past you and just keep get some updates with your story and everything you got going on. So again, guys, launchpreneuracademy.com. It's an e-training website. The commercial contract, for example, it's $20. We're talking about these commercial sites. You're like, dude, I've never bid a commercial. I don't know how to get an RFP, request for proposal. Company sends you this. They say, hey, we got these 8 things we want tackled. Or, frankly, office manager emails and says, hey, we need someone to take care of the property. They don't even know what they need. Well, you have an RFP. It's $20. Dylan, do you use the contract at all? Or I'm totally curious. Yes or no? No right or wrong answer.
No. Yeah, we did. They were for bigger accounts. They're actually for a couple, like apartment complexes.
Okay.
We didn't get the bid, but we did use them. And,
cool.
I also used a quick plug for Bedell. I used his, contract as well. And it was kind of funny. So,
Mike Bedell, by the way, is a debt-free landscaper. He's my
debt-free landscaper. Sorry, yeah.
Really good friend of mine, and Brian's Tent works there too, by a little Easter egg, But Brian's Tent worldwide.
So I used his, for that, and they even said that was the best proposal they have ever seen.
Heck yeah!
But it was the price of what we quoted at, which was $2,000 more. So they were price shopping because they didn't go with the lowest; they went with the second highest.
Right.
We were the third. So
there you go.
So that's another great resource as well. But I have used both your guys' contracts. So
dude, love it.
They've been great. Yeah.
I did a how to bid commercial sites video. It was really popular, like 30,000 views, and I think like 100 people downloaded the contract that night. Like I was like, damn, like I appreciate the support. Like it literally goes into buying camera gear and like podcasting gear. But dude, it's $20. Editable download PDF, not PDF, but editable
plug and play.
Yeah, Word doc. Yeah, you just plug in your own info, and it just gives you a roadmap. At least empowers you to succeed. So let's do this. Let's hear from the Entrepreneur Academy ad, and then we'll come back with Dylan here, and we'll wrap this guy up here in just a few minutes.
Enjoying today's show? Motivated to take your lawn care and landscaping business to the next level? Learn what it takes to grow your lawn and landscaping business today with training and education from the Lawntrepreneur Academy. Get educated with how-tos on mulch installation, plowing snow, aeration and overseeding, and so much more. These training programs are designed to help you save time and make more money with your business. Invest in your future by first investing in yourself. Use promo code PODCAST to save 10% on all courses today at lawntrepreneur.com. Now, back to the show.
All right. Hey, again, launchpreneuracademy.com. Appreciate the support. Promo code podcast saves 10%. And by the way, if you have no interest in supporting the launchpreneuracademy.com, totally cool too. All right. I'm not here to sell you guys anything or sell you anything you don't need. I hate pitches sometimes. I'm just like, oh, dude, you're just trying to sell me crap. Look, I get it. I totally relate. I felt the same way about so many people's programs. So if you guys want to support, check it out. Awesome, dude, for real. And if not, absolutely no big deal. By the way, like literally 30-day, I don't even know my money back guarantee, but dude, it's a 1,000-day guarantee. Okay. If you don't like it, I will refund your money. It's not designed to be a cash grab. Like if you're like, hey, I downloaded this contract and it sucks. I doubt that, but if so, dude, keep the contract and I'll give you $20 back. Okay. Like I can't give it away because it cost me so many thousands of dollars to host the dang website. But other than that, it's literally at cost. You know what I mean? So, all right. Hey, Dylan, back to you with Mr. Financial Independent and Freedom over here.
Yeah, buddy.
My man waving the American flag and doing the whole deal here. So
whatever.
You're like one of those cowboys in like a American flag thong and the cowboy boots with the American flag, and the thunderstorm guy.
Oh yeah,
we've all seen that guy on Instagram. Or it's either that or you're the guitar cowboy in New York. I don't know. Do you play the guitar or no?
No, was not musically talented. Was not born with that gift. So I'd have to strap on my Justin boots and be a cowboy boot guy.
All right, fair enough. Cool. Sorry for the bad visual, everybody. So
yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. This is completely unscripted content, right? So, so where's the next 6 months, bro? Are you tapped out? Are you trying to hire some guys? Maybe we can wrap up in the next 10 minutes with where you see the next 10 months. But are you getting into snow eventually, or what's the time frames and the timelines over the next 8 to 10 months?
So here, short term, we are looking at bringing on a guy. We're going to be talking to the accountant and seeing what all we need to do to be bringing on a guy part time. Because now that we're like the work is coming in and we feel like it's a sustainable amount of workload coming in to where like I don't foresee it really slowing down anytime soon.
Sure.
We're definitely looking to bring someone on. So we just got to figure out the ins and outs on like what I really need to do to like set up to be legit on hiring someone.
Yep.
So we'll be dabbling into that. Then when it comes to, snow time, we are up for doing snow removal. Now we're kind of be a little cognizant of our weather here, because like we don't honestly like folks around here they probably do more salt runs than they do snow pushing.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we're right on that borderline of where like a lot of times we'll get like a freeze over or a wintry mix. Seems like if we get snow, it goes north of us, but we will get some. I think we only get like 26 inches on average of snow a year.
Okay.
But I've been in contact, I guess, networking with, a couple guys that have pretty good sized operations, and both of them have said they're always looking for like reliable subcontractors for snow accounts.
Cool.
So, I think that may be what we dabble into, just because, okay, my truck is a 3/4 ton crew cab long bed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that truck is not set up to do residentials.
Right.
It's put 4 foot on the front of it for a plow, and I will barely be able to get into a residential driveway.
Sure.
But so we'll see how that comes. We'll see how it goes. But for right now, while the work is coming in and we're cranking out the landscaping and everything, we're still stockpiling for like that winter fund, just in case we don't get the winter or whatever. So we are just kind of preparing ourselves for that, because this is all new. Like,
oh yeah,
we're just taking it literally like month by month. Like we know what we have going out in money.
Yep.
We know, hopefully, like I know our mowing account is going to cover us through the month.
Sure.
Just my mowing account is covering us through the month. So anything over that is more or less just like hell yes kind of money.
Right.
So just reinvest.
Does Jordan work, or does she just stay home with the kids? I forget. Does she have a career too, or what does she do?
Yeah, actually. So we both put our 2 weeks in on the same exact day.
No way.
Same exact day. Yes. Yeah. I'm like, we have had like, this has been like big moves for like our whole family.
Wow.
Super proud of Jordan. She has had her LPN, but when she's applied for places, they were literally going to be paying her like $7 less an hour. $6 less an hour.
What's an LPN?
What's that?
For
licensed practical nurse. So like the next step up would be RN registered nurse.
Okay.
So
sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, no, you're fine. She got accepted. She's going to be doing the RN program, so she's going to be going back to school to get her RN, which is another 2 years of school.
Okay.
Cool. But no, so she took on. So she's actually going to be working for a state correctional facility, being an LPN there. So this is her second or third week there. She's doing like some orientation stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's taken on her new job, and so that's been a big deal, because like I said, she worked so hard to get that degree, and then now she's finally putting it to use.
Good for her.
And that actually had a lot of push for us, because her new schedule is going to be 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. Sunday through Thursday. Well, our daycare doesn't open up. They open up at 5:30. Well, we don't want to get the kids up at 4:30 to get them dressed and everything, and then to daycare at 5:30. Not happening.
Yeah, that's tough.
So that was also another push to like, hey, like, we need to make the leap to just, take the business on. Because now that is now my duty in the morning. I take the kids to daycare every single morning, or we call it school.
Yeah.
I take them to school every single morning. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So it's literally been like, if the stars could ever align, I would say they had. I mean,
wow.
The past month has just been truly a blessing.
So
a
month ago, you're waking up at 4:35, and
3:34.
Yeah, yeah,
3:34 in the morning. Yeah,
yeah. Dude, have you and I had phone calls at 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and I'm plowing snow, and you just woke up and you're going to do your route, like.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People think I make this stuff up. Like I get the optics. Like, look at that successful YouTube guy with his truck. I'm like, dude, I plow snow and cut grass just like you guys. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm out there with you guys, and we're it's just too funny. But there's times when I call Dylan or Dylan calls me, and he's like, dude, you up? I'm like, dude, I'm plowing snow, bro. I'm 20 hours straight. Like, dude, we're getting like 3 inches here. You guys are getting 6 inches there. But
yeah.
But the cool thing is, though, man, like how cool does it feel, or how different is it for you instead of waking up at 3, 4 in the morning? Your eyes are bloodshot, probably. Going into a frozen truck, to deliver food, versus softly waking up your kids at 6:30, 7:30. I mean, kids are up early, and getting to like kind of like focus on them for like the first hour of the morning. What's that like? What's the difference with that?
And that is something when last year I had a week vacation, and last year was the first time that I was ever able to take the kids to daycare. And I told Jordan, I was like, I cannot believe like it just felt so good to do that. Like,
yeah,
to like wake Easton up, wake Annie up. Like, and so now it's like, that is my time. Like you said, like I get that.
Get to connect.
First dedicated morning, first hour of the morning, like I'm getting the kids together, I'm like getting them breakfast. We're going to the daycare. Like, I mean,
that's awesome.
It is awesome just because of never being able to do that and never being home in the morning to be able to do that, to now be able to, and like now that's like the beginning of my day is being able to like see the kids and everything. Like that's where it's at. Like that, because that's, I mean, go ahead.
Well, and that's the thing too. Everybody, like, you listen to success and business, and they're like, man, you gotta like pay dues and eat dirt, and it sucks, and it does. Like I say the same stuff. I'm like, dude, it does suck, but I don't mind doing the suck as long as I know the reward's gonna be there. Like I'm just crazy. Like I must be into pain or something. Cause like, I will just go and work. But dude, I gotta know that the payoff is coming. Like I just gotta know. And you gotta know when you're knower, they say. Did you know, like with like, how confident were you that there would be this payoff though? I mean, what kept you going? Was it like, hey, the someday, one day, or was it just like, look, I don't got any other choices? Like what, there's had to have been some significantly tough days, like how did you keep going? I mean, it's worth it now, you're saying, but like, did you think it would be this good when you were going through it?
It was, man, what a good question.
That's my job.
It was, yeah, right. So it was an unknown though, because it was such a big jump. Because you don't know, like because just like I said, I was talking to Jordan. I was like, like here I am saying, Jordan, we have like, how am I supposed to get back to all these people? How am I supposed to, make sure I am not forgetting someone? But then at that same time, I'm like, well, we could be on the opposite end. I could be saying, wow, I wish my phone would ring. Wow, what are we going to do? I have no work coming in.
Sure.
But like through this whole time, it has just been like, one day. You know what I mean? Like it's so funny. So like when Jordan and I first started dating, so we knew each other our whole lives, and then we started
like as babies,
reconnected at one time.
Like has that like a baby level?
Like 6 years old, we've known each other.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I'm giving you.
Yeah. No, so, but like when we got together and stuff, we always say like one day we're going to get married one day. But like that was always our thing, like one day.
That's cool, man.
And that was kind of like through this whole swinging boat, because like one day it's not going to be like this. Like I'm not going to let it be like this. Like we will get our business to this point, or we will get to the point to where we can make this jump. Like one day I will not be waking up at 3:30 or 4 in the morning to continue to like either swing, but whatever, like one day I will not be living like this. And like I said, it sucked. The process sucked. And that's, you listen to any podcast and that's what they say. You think like the process sucks, but I'll tell you what, like looking back now, if it wasn't for sacrificing that time, if it wasn't for putting in those double days and doing what we had to do, whether it's on my end or Jordan making sure that house isn't falling apart and burning down and keeping the kids in line. Like if it wasn't for those sacrifices, we wouldn't be in this position now. I 100% believe that it has been the train of everything the past few years.
That's awesome.
Has led to this, and you know we're just taking it on as it comes, and just trying to make hay while the sun's out.
Amen, bro. Well, I've heard people say like a tree can only grow as tall as the roots grow deep, and so it's just a beautiful analogy to me. And I've always heard people say like, the bigger the price, the bigger the reward. I'm like, okay, whatever. I just want the reward. Well, if I'm just like you guys, I want the Staples Easy button, but dude, that's really, really cool. I sincerely, I love hearing you talk and hearing your story, and just giving you a platform to maybe encourage the next guy. Cause when we did our first podcast, it was probably the first part of January, and to see where you've come in the last 4 months, honestly, it was just so cool to see where you were at the Entrepreneur Academy. Cause I was like, dude, that guy's he's going to choke somebody out. Like he's so intense. And you were like at the front row, in the middle of the front row. And you were like 8 feet from the speaker. And I'm like, yeah, I had like security in there. I'm like, yo, keep an eye on that guy. He's like, he's twitching.
This guy, right.
He's twitching, man. Like he's got a little like digital recorder. And I'm like, you can't record here. And you're like, okay, but like, I want a copy of this. I'm like, relax, dude. Like, relax.
I want it all.
I'm like, okay. And then like the infamous moment when you asked like a weird question because you were so nervous at the panel, which led to a really deep question, because Keith Kalfas just like stared. Keith Kalfas will like look at you, but he like looks through you. Like he absolutely. And you were like, I want to go full time, but I'm not sure. And Keith is like, you're afraid. And you're like, no, I'm not. He's like, you're afraid. And you're like, no, I'm not. And Keith's like, I can see right through you. You're afraid. You don't know, and you don't have faith in yourself.
I'm not afraid. You're afraid.
Yeah, I'm not afraid. Oh, dude, it's so funny. It's so true. Like, I get around Keith, dude, and I'm uneasy because I'm like, dude, is this guy judging me? Like, he's looking at my soul, And I'm like, dude, I got demons like everybody else, man. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't have it all figured out. And he's like, he just looks through you, but I remember him like, this is like this fork in the road moment for you, and I think Stanley even doubled down. He's like, dude, you got to believe in yourself, and you're like, yep. I do. And Stan's like, say it like you mean it. And you're like, I do. And he's like, one more thing, like it's some like fun like Yes Man, movie with Jim Carrey.
Right. Oh yeah.
Mantra, but dude, it's like, it was so cool because you were so intense, so focused, so on it already, that I think it just literally like was like napalm, like jet fuel. Like you were like coming like guns a-blazing, like for vengeance, in the spring this year. And to see it kind of come to pass and like come true. And, there's still going to be hard things you got to do. There's still hard work. Somebody's got to run the mower, guys. Somebody's got to trim. Somebody's got to blow. Okay. Like, I'm not saying it's like this Pollyanna, like you made it, man. And, You know, the velvet
like,
ropes part, you know? Yeah. I mean,
yep.
But it's just cool to see. It's cool to see other people win. It's cool to see other people succeed. And I thoroughly have always tried to just be other people focused, even though it's really, really hard for me because I'm just naturally not wired to like be other people focused, my personality type. But I don't let it use it as an excuse to not be a cheerleader and encourage guys like you and my friend Brandon and Colton with BPM, you know, and a bunch of these other guys. If you're listening to this, I'm so pumped for you guys. I know there's 100 other guys like in your boat right now doing the same thing. And you know what, if this isn't your year to like go full time, like, dude, no big deal. You know, it took you 4 or 5 years to
5 years we ran it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you were, as people say, burning the candle at both ends, you know, well, you know, and eventually you lick your fingers and you put one side out, you know? And so I'm really, really pumped for you and Jordan and all the things that you guys got going on. I mean, you seem like happier, like less stressed out. Like it just, again, you and I get to talk like every 2 weeks or so. And it's tough, man. Like people call me, they're like, hey man, you got a quick second? I'm like, no, but what's up? You know, cause neither do you guys. I know I'm like, why are you talking to me, man? Go do some bids. It's like, I'm like, I got long customers dealing like, hey man, and I don't drink, but they're like, dude, like we should go get a beer and like get some chicken wings. And I'm like, A, you're buying. B, no problem. November 1st, give me a shout. And
right,
they're like, what are you doing Wednesday? I go, I'm working 100 hours a week, bro. I'm trying to like you said, make hay and while the sun's up, you know. And trying to take care of my family, you know. And I'm trying to get that Tesla by fall, you know. It's
there you go.
That'll motivate it, you know. We all have our own stupid reasons and goals, you know. But you're doing yours, man. I'm so pumped for you and. I'm just a big cheerleader, and I wanted to get you on the show, like I said a week ago, but it just wasn't physically possible, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, heck, even like we had planned on doing it. Wait, what did we plan on doing this yesterday? And we were like, hey, not going to be the day. We're going to have to push it back today. And then we were planning on doing it at 8, and I was like, hey, I'm just leaving the shop. Yep. I'm just now getting on my way home. Can we push it back an hour? You're like, dude, I just got off work as well. Yep, that works.
Literally, bro.
I mean,
I was mowing, and then I filmed the video because I got this new little Toro 21-inch push mower. Dude, I haven't used a push mower in 15 years. And I mean, for
you're
real,
gonna add one to your fleet now, ain't you?
Dude,
you missed it so much.
Got another notch, you know. Like, dude, it took me a half hour to learn how to start it. I was so dumb. I'm like, why won't it start? I called the rep. I'm like, what? He's like, he was on a
hold the handle down, bud.
I didn't hold the handle in. Yeah.
No, that was literally it.
It was it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like the lawn care guru, and I'm the dumbest person right now. I'm like, I was about to call, Aiden's the 14-year-old kid, 15-year-old kid. He's a stud. He's got the same mower, and I was like about to call Aiden and be like, Aiden. Look, man, I know this sounds really stupid and embarrassing. I run launchpreneur.com, launchpreneuracademy.com, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. You might have heard of me. And we're like good friends, you know. And he's like, he's like, why are you calling me? I'm like, hey, how do I start a push mower? You know, but it's like one of these new ones. There's no primer bulb. There's no switches. It's like, I don't know, man. Technology. 15 years. You got to hold the handle in. What do I know? Sharp as a tack, Dylan. So if
there you go.
I don't know about you, man. If I can do it, you can do it, you know? So.
Well, especially because you drive a Ford.
Yeah, no, totally true. Totally. I mean, at least it drives, unlike a Chevy, which, you know, yeah, you know, but,
yeah.
It's funny. I'm always wondering, like, I'm not gonna get into it. I got Chevy jokes for today. I can't, like, I just start teeing them up. My subconscious is like, oh, it's like that. You want to start? You want to do something? You know, so,
you got something to say, dude? You got something to say?
Oh, if people listen to this podcast right now, they're like, literally, this guy, we crossed 1 million views a month, bro, on YouTube yesterday.
Yeah.
Is that crazy? Like, so if people are listening to this, they're probably like, how is this guy even? Dude, I don't know, man. We just, you know what it is, Dylan? We just keep it real. We just have fun, bro. So,
absolutely.
Any last parting words before we sign off on this one? Appreciate you big time. You know, jumping on the phone and sharing your story and taking some more time away from your family that you don't have to. And I don't take it for granted. But any parting words of wisdom you want to leave anybody over the last 6 weeks that have held true to you, or?
No, I just appreciate you having me back on. 'Cause like I said, I know when we had talked in April, or not April, no, when we had talked in about January or so, we were going to be doing a follow up, and I even think there we were like, hey, let's do a follow up in June. But things I think kind of went a little quicker than we had planned, so we followed it up here in the beginning of May. So, but no, I appreciate you having me on, and just anyone that's been, that's doing what I did for 5 years, just know like your time will come. You'll know when it's your time to to pull the trigger. And like right now it's easy. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is the easy time. That's so I told Jordan, I was like, it's easy because we're not having to work to find work. So when that mid-season lull comes, or that's when like the real test will be, like, all right, now we gotta push for some work. So that'll be the real test. So like now we're just riding the train while we can, but we do know, like this is just the beginning. So, but we're excited, and just taking it day by day.
I love it, bro. I love it. Well, keep doing you, man. Keep rocking and rolling. Tell Jordan we said hey, both Liz and I, and we'll have to catch up in the next week or two, man, on the phone, and maybe at the end of the year we'll get an end of year update, and we need to I did $300,000. I'm like, oh my god, you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing?
Well, if you put on a conference, I'll join you. I'll come up and say hey to it at your conference.
Yeah.
As long as you get that, as long as there's Italian food again.
Dude, but that Italian food was legit. Like, I mean, between Keith Kalfas and Stan, and then the food. Hey, if you guys listen to this far on the podcast, I'll drop an Easter egg. November 7th, okay? We're November 7th is going to be the next one. Dude, I'm telling you, I feel like there's going to be like 250 to 300 people that are going to come. Like, I'm getting DMs every day. People are like, dude, I'm coming. I'm like, it's getting kind of big.
Playing on 500.
It could be. I'm not even trying to do that, but like, there's just so many people are so hungry to get around other people that are just kicking butt and taking names. I've got some really, really good people coming. Like, I'm not gonna say anything just yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now,
I think 300 is like I personally think 300 will be an easily obtainable number.
Only if we can all
be looking in.
Only if we can all wear like Spartan helmets and shields and like flip flops and like look like Spartan 300. Can we do that?
Put me up front, and I'll just ask some bomber question, and we'll get a riot going.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get 300 T-Rex costumes and just give them out to everybody, and we'll get our Mr. Beast on.
Hey, that will go viral. Get that on the YouTube. That will go viral.
I mean, it's gonna turn into just a thing of its own, man. It's pandemonium. Right. The only reason we haven't made tickets available, people are listening and wondering why, is because I do want to drop the ticket registration in June, July, but right now it's a makeshift hospital. I mean, our governor is, she's being preventative maintenance, so like I'll give her that, but she's still a tyrant. But the just a little quick jab.
Don't give her that.
Tyrant is probably easy street, Yeah. Don't even give her the house. Well, it's all. She's just. I mean, dude, it's all just. It's not optics. Like it's completely unnecessary. But whatever. But the state leased out the a conference center. They're leasing it for like $1.3 million a month. So
Shoo.
I know, right? Like I'm leasing it for 1.3, if you know what I'm saying. Like somebody's paying for that.
Right.
Ain't the governor. So anyway, that lease goes through October. So until it's like canceled or fulfilled or either or, the facility is like confiscated. Big brother. So anyway, but our event is going to be November 7th, Saturday. So our event, I talked to the coordinator, and it's still a go. So that'll be, unless anything like crazy happens, it will happen. So, and I don't care if I got to rent out the whole damn building and everybody can be 6 feet apart from each other. Okay. Like we'll spend $50,000 and it's going to happen. Okay. I don't care. Like we'll just call up Toro and they can foot the bill. We're ridiculous. The inmates are definitely in charge of the prison. So, all right. I'm signing off. This has been fun, bro. If you need anything, you know that, man. Call or text anytime. But all of you guys that are listening, thanks so much for listening and supporting the podcast. Hitting 5-star reviews, the ratings. It's not lip service. It really does mean a lot. And if you guys wanted to hear Dylan's other episode, go all the way back to the beginning. It's episode like 3, 4, or 5. It's right in the first handful that we released. If you wanted to hear where he was just 5 months ago, it's such a cool evolution, if you will. And so, Dylan, appreciate you big time, brother. Thanks for jumping on again.
Yep, absolutely. I appreciate it, bud.
All right, guys. Well, cool. Well, hey, Fullerton Unfiltered, guys, thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for hanging with us, and we look forward to catching up with you guys on the next episode.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.